Hello lovely simmers, SimsEclaire here and welcome back to my channel. For today's video we are doing another base game only house. So if you watched my video yesterday when I built Johnny Zest's house, I talked about how his neighborhood was kind of the less rich area of town, or I should say the least rich, because there's 3 neighborhoods that I built up in Oasis Springs. And one of his neighborhood lots, or one of his neighbor's lots, was abandoned, and it was this like super tiny home, 1 bedroom, and it was a starter home. So this will be up in the gallery for just under $20,000. But it is a starter home, and it's a little overgrown, it's a little not as pretty as the rest of the neighborhood, and it's basically just this home that is waiting for someone's Sims to hop on in and redecorate and refurnish and renovate it. So that was kind of my idea, because I definitely thought that this area of town was in the process of kind of being built up, kind of being redone. All of the homes in this little 4-block neighborhood, I think, or 4-lot neighborhood that I did is, or all of them are a little bit on the smaller side, a little bit more mid-century modern versus Mediterranean inspired, like the more affluent homes are going to be. And like I said, there is actually 3 neighborhoods. So initially Oasis Springs only had 2 that actually had homes in them, but I did kind of change that around for my save file. So in between the affluent neighborhood and this neighborhood is kind of more of like a Oasis suburbia, basically, and that's where a lot of the actual full families live. So I am excited to show you guys a couple of the builds I have planned to go there, because they're very much just dead smack in between the affluent land grabs home that you guys saw me build and then this home here, this little fixer-upper. But anyway, my idea for this home was that it was very, very overgrown, and in terms of the world that this is in, it doesn't, Oasis Springs doesn't have a lot of plants, but I figured because this is the greener area of town that it kind of worked out in my favor that I made this super overgrown and super lush and green, because this area does actually have grass, which I think is why when the Sims initially launched the game, they made this the affluent area. But I decided I wasn't going to do that, and I don't know, maybe the affluent area is like jealous and they initially were going to try and buy this up for themselves, but then all these other families started to move in and all these other people started to move in because the lots were cheap and homes were cheap, and now they don't really know what to do with it, because the land grabs are trying to develop Oasis Springs and all the other worlds. So I definitely think that could cause some tension, especially because their son moved into one of these lots. But anyway, back to this home. So we've pretty much done the landscaping, and I kept the majority of the plants around the perimeter of the home. You also saw I used that debug fence that kind of looks broken and beaten up. And right now I'm just placing a couple more debug items. I thought that it looked a little heavy towards the back of the home, so what I do end up doing is placing a whole bunch of debug like crates and stuff around the front yard, kind of to extend the fixer-upperness out into the yard, because I thought the yard just looked a little too nice, even with those patches of flowers coming through, and the terrain paint I used of the desert rock, which was kind of to simulate that the grass was dying. I thought that it still looked a little too lush, a little too nice for it to be a home that no one was taking care of. So I'm about to go in and find some debug crates and stuff, and first I placed them on the front porch step, and I also placed them on the inside as well. Maybe the people who had lived here moved out in a hurry, because there is furniture in here, so maybe they moved out in a hurry, maybe they, you know, struck gold somewhere and they decided that they were just going to pack up and leave and try out their luck somewhere else. So there is some crates around, there is some, you know, trash and some different things, and I'm putting in some garden holes, so I'm not 100% sure what these actually are in terms of gameplay, but they're in the debug menu, and they kind of look like where your sim had planted things, so I'm not 100% sure if things are going to grow out of those when you load up your game, or if they're just going to be like dirt piles. But I did add them just to kind of make the garden look a little bit less perfect, a little bit less clean. And then going into here, I quickly realized I did not have enough space to put anything in this home, so I did extend the home by 1 piece in the back, and then when I plan out the bedroom, I do end up adding another piece to the back of the bedroom as well, so it gives the back of the house a little bit of shape versus it just being this one super long wall. And then I used these starboard floorboards, which are kind of, they're not the most basic floorboards you can get because that is technically a style of concrete, but they basically look as though they had been like stapled into the ground, so I thought that that would kind of fit in with this whole fixer-upper theme. And then I'm using the super old linoleum, the super old wood paneling, kind of left over from the 70s, and then some tile in the kitchen and the bathroom. And then, like I said, I'm about to go into the bedroom, and you're gonna see why I decided to extend the bedroom. The bed wouldn't work. I knew for a fact that if I had placed the bed there, it wasn't going to function. And with this dresser in this position as well, I'm not even sure if your Sims can get to both sides of the bed, so you might only be able to have one Sim in here, or you can just move the dresser, or get rid of the dresser, because honestly, you have a mirror, so a dresser isn't actually necessary for gameplay. They technically function as the same thing. And then going into the bathroom, you real quickly saw me put that together. It was, you know, simple shower, toilet, and sink. And then I do end up actually deleting the mirror that I put in there because I was just over the 20,000 simoleon limit. And I decided that I was going to get rid of 3 of these kitchen cabinets and that mirror because I didn't really think it was necessary. And then going into here, this is the living room. I'm using the base game Hipster Hugger couch just because it looks a little bit older than the other ones, and you are about to see me place a TV here. I do end up deleting the TV because I also change the windows that I have on the front of the house. The screenshots will not, you'll be able to tell from how the screenshots look, but the screenshots do not have these like 2 windows here. They have 3 like long front ones, kind of matching Johnny Zest's. Because I did think that the homes were built around the same time, but Johnny Zest had his remodeled, whereas this one had been abandoned. And I really just did not like how these windows looked. I thought that I don't know, I was trying to make the house look appealing, like hey, give it some sort of curb appeal, and these windows were not doing it for me. So I do end up changing the windows, but right now I'm just placing a couple more debug items around, just trying to make the place look cluttered, make it look abandoned. I put some unopened packages and mail around the place. Like I said, they probably left super quickly, weren't really paying attention, and they have all this stuff. And some of this stuff, if you move your Sims in, you can sell for more money, so I thought that'd be kind of interesting. Maybe you could pretend that they're hosting a yard sale and they're selling all the stuff that came with the house when they bought it. And then over here I'm just doing a quick little front entrance area just because I thought that this area looked way too empty and I really just did not like it. I could not handle it. But we are about done with this video. We're going to do a little bit of finessing on the backyard, but besides that, we are done. So I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!